Hi, and welcome to Trades Talks. We are the go-to podcast for elevating home service companies. I'm Ryan Schrader, and today we're going to be chatting with Taylor Dawdy from Elite Carpet Care and Restoration. They serve the 4-state area, including Missouri, Arkansas, Oklahoma, and Kansas. So, big territory. He's been a pro in the damage restoration and cleaning industry for the last 14 years in his family business. So, we're here to share insights, celebrate successes, and tackle industry challenges. So, if you're ready to elevate your business, let's go ahead and dive right in. All right.
Hey
Hey,
Ryan, what's going on, man?
hey Taylor, doing good. How are you today?
Oh, not too bad on a lunch break, trying to scarf down a salad in between and do a podcast real quick.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate you joining us. Obviously, you're the star of the
Thanks, man.
show. We're here to really learn about your experiences and, just share that with the community and kind of grow that. So I'll just jump right in, and we'd love to learn about how you guys got started. Tell us a little bit about your business and what you guys do.
Okay, so back in the mid '90s, right around the time that I was born, Dad had just got out of the military and was looking, to what he was going to do with his life. And one thing led to another. He started working for a guy cleaning carpets, and then figured out he wanted to go out and do it on his own. And then it's really just been holding on ever since. We're centrally located in Anderson, Missouri. We service Northwest Arkansas, which is one of our biggest markets right now, Southwest Missouri, Southeast Kansas, and Northeastern Oklahoma. So, pretty big service map. Um, Kind of as all the brothers have gotten a little bit older, we've kind of expanded our boundaries a little bit more to providing emergency response services. Anytime something bad happens, we go by the disaster response team a lot of the
Yep.
times. So flood, fire, mold, and sometimes even crime scene cleanup, biohazard, anything gross. That's us. We like to make it better.
Gotcha. So you guys, it sounds like obviously dad started the company. You're part of it. Other siblings and family members involved as well.
Yeah, my two brothers and I do all of the marketing. So video and I basically tell the story. My brothers, they're really good at fixing things, and my dad just kind of oversees everything.
Hmm.
And we all kind of have our own customer base that we deal with on a regular basis or our accounts.
That makes sense. That makes sense. So you've really kind of been doing this your whole life, like we talked about a little bit before this. And
Yeah.
so tell me a little bit. I know there's a lot of people out there that have started their own business, but there's a lot of people in your position that they're part of their family business. What really motivated you? What do you love about coming into that and what you're doing? With your family now, but for the customers you serve.
Well, if we're being honest, I went to college thinking that I wasn't ever going to be here in the family business. 2020 hit, and, that's right around the time that I graduated, entering one of the best labor markets in American history at the time. So I ended up finding a place here, and it was trying to use my marketing to benefit the family business. So I just started recording things and making videos, and we've gained a bit of a following in our area. People
That's
like watching things that are gross get fixed and cleaned up. So uh, I try to do a couple videos a week, and that's another role that I have in the company is
hmm
making sure everybody out there seeing what we're doing and in our communities. And you know, I could I could talk for days on some of the storms that we've had to deal with in the last couple of years, especially as that online content has gotten a little bit more recognition. We've been getting a lot more jobs from it, and
Really.
we've been just holding on.
Yeah, well, I think that's really important for a lot of people in the community to hear because, a lot of I think restoration in general, people kind of see that as one of the last places where that's even a value. Like, oh, we're a restoration company. We just come in when there's a disaster, when there's a problem. It's not a roofer or a plumbing company where it seems like there's more of a just regular routine things you need to do, right? Um, but I
Right.
think that's a great, hearing that experience, hearing that is one way that you guys have definitely grown your reach, getting more customers, getting in front of more people is really valuable. Um, so yeah, everybody listen up on that because that's definitely a huge place where you guys can get more business. I talk about going locally viral in a sense, right? Everybody wants to go viral and get a million views, but if you can get 1,000 views from your local community because you,
all organically.
yep, that is
I mean,
extremely
just
valuable.
I'll make a video and I'll share it to all of the local groups just to tap into those local audiences. It almost
Mhm.
kind of forces the algorithm to make people locally pay attention. Join those buy, sell, and trade groups and share your videos to them because they're going to watch them. And and that's the goal, is to get them to watch your videos and remember you.
That's awesome. I think we could talk for probably another hour just about marketing and how that's
Yeah.
been beneficial to you. Maybe we'll have to do this again if everybody requests it. Maybe we'll get so, hey, we need to hear more about what Taylor's doing for marketing and to drive more business. So if that happens, maybe we'll do this again. But can you tell me about like maybe some challenges that you faced? What's a big challenge you faced in kind of your efforts to grow online, to get in front of more customers, and maybe how you have overcome that, or what you're doing to overcome that?
It's just being consistent with making those videos. I'm always recording things, trying to catch
Mhm.
something that could catch people's attention online. And I record every part of my day because I never really know what's going to happen, and what content could be created out of that recording. And
Yep.
something that maybe seemed boring or stupid to you might be just incredibly awesome to your audience. It's kind of up for them to decide. You just have to keep producing it and consistently posting it. And like I said, we're pretty fortunate because I have a pretty good topic. We need to clean up disasters, and people like
Hmm.
seeing from start to finish how that process plays out. And it's really cool being able to help people do what we do. I've helped after fires. I've helped, entire basements covered in poop. I've been able to
Oh my
make
god.
that, back to normal. it's
Yeah.
and it's a I guess one of the challenges was finding my purpose. Seeing past it just being a service that we provide, and really being able to recognize that we are helping a lot of people. And we're at the point where we're helping thousands of people a year with what we do.
That's
Albeit
incredible.
just through carpet cleaning or restoration jobs, even. Um, we're in the thousands now, and it's cool to really make that impact with a service company.
Oh, 100%. 100. Candidly, that's why I love working with guys like you too, because I feel like I get to play a little bit of a part in there. I'm not skilled enough to go out and fix somebody's home, but if we can help more people get to people like you that are going to make them whole again, right? We're talking about the biggest investment in a lot of people's lives, their livelihood, where they're raising their families. So I respect the hell out of that. Pardon my language. I
Same.
respect the heck out of that, because, yeah, you guys are really helping people just with their day to day lives and their quality of life. If it wasn't for you, yeah, that basement still might be covered in poo. So hopefully
Yeah.
not, but yeah, that's awesome. I'd love to talk a little bit more about kind of what you're doing for marketing, because I feel like that's really valuable to our audience here. And so when we're talking about kind of the strategies you're using, like you said, recording what you're doing every day, can you tell us a little bit? I expect you're probably just using your phone and recording,
Absolutely.
clips of work. Tell us a little bit about what you're recording and maybe your process then to how are you turning that into something you're putting online? Can you share a little bit
So
of that?
I really hope that TikTok doesn't get banned because they make it super easy. Anybody can make videos like I do. You just got to record several short, bursts of clips, and then put it into TikTok's editing software, and then edit the video. And it's really not hard. I've got maybe 30 minutes in on a video that 1,000 to 10,000 people see organically on average, and that's from consistently posting. But then after I make it on TikTok, I'll share it on my personal platform, on Instagram, on the company's page, on the stories. You have to share it in multiple places so people are being hit in multiple places and seeing your
Yeah.
content on different apps. And then our digital map, it's in full swing. Whenever you Google carpet cleaner near me, or carpet or flood restoration near me, they're going to see our name pop up first. A lot of that's through Google local services.
Um,
Local services is a cheat code, especially if you're good at getting reviews. You know, we've we've put our review into a QR code that the guys can carry around with them. And I've
Hmm.
actually, I'll buy them lunch if they get at least one review a day. It's kind of like a built-in quality control because they're really shooting for that good customer service that leads to the review. And they got to get at least one. And they know that not everybody's going to leave a review, even though they'll tell you that they are. But if you're really striving to get that good customer service, they're going to want to leave that review for you. And
Hmm.
the guys even tell them too. If I get a review, my boss will buy me lunch. Everybody wants to
Yeah,
help the little guy, so we definitely
absolutely.
play into that a little bit. And it's really helped scale our business. For the first, let's see, what was it? Almost, let's see, 90. It's like the first 19, 20 years. And then after 12 years, we kind of plateaued. I'm trying to figure out my numbers right, but essentially we've quadrupled in the 3 years that we've really been on the digital map, um,
Yeah.
whereas we were just kind of coasting. And that leads kind of into my next thing. Automations and the service industry are becoming a thing. There's an AI craze right now, and it really just amounts to utilizing the data that you're capturing and using automations to retarget them. And that's something that, we're really starting to do a lot of now or get into is using our data the right way. We've got thousands of customers, but if we don't aren't in contact with them throughout the year, even, whenever we haven't heard from them in a year, then, I think we're missing out on an opportunity. And I think that was the biggest opportunity that we missed out on in the first, 24 years was that computers have came a long way. And that's kind of the second generation of this company is leveraging those online
Yeah.
tactics and stuff that I learned in college, uh,
Hmm.
for the family business, and we're seeing good results from it. That all that together is kind of what is driving the company right now. Being able to find us on any platform, and then also being able to Google us. I mean, you can't just be on Facebook or you can't just be on Google. You've got to be on both. That way, it kind of synergizes. So whenever somebody sees your video for carpet cleaning today, and then a month later they may say, "Oh, I need a carpet cleaner," and they search carpet cleaner near me. Boom, we're right there. It works
Yeah.
hand in hand together.
Yeah. You're absolutely right, and I think what I hear out of that too is it's not just about one thing, right? It's about having kind of that
All right.
cohesive strategy, right? One thing I've heard too is actually if you could even ask your guys to try and get a video testimonial, and then they can be like, I get $50 or I get something way better. Because if you guys get that video testimonial, obviously that's huge content for the company. And
That's a great
um,
idea.
yeah, and you're exactly right. We need to stay top of mind with those folks. Email automations. So many companies out there aren't even capturing an email from clients they work with, and that's obviously a huge missed opportunity. So I
Yeah,
like
I
I
think a
like
lot
your
of it is
statement, right?
because I think a lot of it like has to do with the manual entry. Um, a lot of the times blue collar guys are just they don't have enough time to do all of the office stuff. And if you can find a software that kind of integrates in well with yours to where your customers can kind of enter that data on their own,
Yes.
that's where we're seeing great stuff. We've got a form on our website now that really captures anybody that goes to the website. It'll automatically pop up and try to engage them when they're on the website to get a conversation started, which is another thing that's new to our website that we just recently integrated. Because we noticed a lot of people would go to the website and just kind of browse around, and
Hmm.
and again, this is, looking at your data to help try and make decisions. We realized, a lot of people were going to our website and just kind of poking around, and, there wasn't really any action. We added in this little bitty bubble that pops up in the corner that says, "Hi, how are you doing?" And it automatically targets them to try and get that conversation started. And the bot is constantly trying to get name, address, phone number, name, address, phone number.
Yep.
Uh, and data is super important for marketing decisions. It helps you make decisions quickly, um,
Absolutely.
and make sure
It's
that you're not kind of burning through advertising dollars either. You're not just throwing noodles at the wall.
Yep. That's very similar to the conversation we had yesterday about, you can waste a lot of money if you don't really put thought into, okay, I'm going to spend money on this billboard or I'm going to spend money on these ads, but what happens next? What does that path look like? Because that billboard alone or that ad alone isn't going to get you 10 new jobs or 20 new jobs. There has to be a process there. So that I feel like everything you're saying is very important for a lot of people in our community to hear, because there's a lot of folks who haven't embraced that full on, digital strategy yet. Maybe they're like, well, I have a website, but they're not showing up on Google, or they, post every once a week
Right.
on Facebook, but it's really, it's about being consistent.
1 to 3 times a day is
Yep.
really what you should be shooting for, 1 to 3 times a day. And if you run out of ideas, check out Chat GPT to just come up with ideas. Chat GPT is a excellent brainstorming partner. Um, Ask it questions, to help plan.
Hmm.
It's like having an advisor kind of alongside you, because it is easy to stay relevant and to not seem redundant online. It is. It's hard to
And that's,
post every day, but you've got to figure out a way to stay at the top of the feed and keep people interacting with your page. Uh,
mhm.
and you will see the results, within a year or so of consistently doing it. It won't happen
Yeah.
overnight. I mean, you might get lucky with a really nice viral video, but you really got to keep them coming back to the page and paying attention to you, telling a story. You know, it's my carpet cleaning videos aren't just me running the wand over.
Hmm.
It's not just basic boring videos. You have to think engagement whenever you're making those videos, making sure people still watch to the end. And again, there's more data on that. When you make the videos, you're able to tell kind of what your audience is doing.
Yeah. No, I think the biggest thing for most people is, yeah, just hit record, just start making something, start getting stuff out there. One of the things I was told, if you're not embarrassed by the thing you put out today in 6 months or a year, then you didn't start soon enough. Then you waited until it was perfect. And that's not what to do. Just hit record, start recording. That's going to be the best way to also improve and get to the
You
point where
know,
you want to get. But you're
my
exactly right.
my my most viral video that I ever did was one of our restoration supervisors. He has a pet raccoon, and he brought it to work one day, and it took off on him, and he had to drag it out of this like thicket beside our shop, and it's just literally was running all over him. And that got 36,000 views, and I didn't spend $1 on advertising. And it has nothing to do with our service. I found out that people like paying attention to animals. Posts with
Oh yeah.
dogs on them. And those seem to do the best as far as engagement goes. Nothing to do with carpet cleaning, but people are paying attention to it, and that's really what matters.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, just a couple more questions. I know we're kind of running up on time here. What's one piece of advice that you would, you know, offer yourself if you were starting over, kind of getting into the family business again? What's one piece of advice that you would offer yourself?
Um, well, I would have jumped straight. Well, I guess from the very beginning,
Yeah. Yeah. When you kind of were like, all right, I'm getting into the family business, if you could go back and tell yourself
figure
one
out why
thing.
you do it. Figure out why you do it. Once I figured out the why my family does what we do, and it isn't just a job where I collect a check. Once I figured out why I did it, that was the big turning point for me. Um, work didn't seem like work anymore. Once I figured out that we were really helping people and making a difference in people's lives, and especially at the volume that we're doing. And our biggest floods, we had a pretty good run last year. We did 175 different locations within a 2 week window. But the year before that, we did over 500 locations in 2 weeks worth of flooded, and that's restaurants, apartments, clubhouses, all over the place.
Yeah.
And, that's a pretty big impact, over 500 different places.
That's
And
incredible.
we're
Absolutely.
really proud of our team for what we're able to do.
That's awesome. That's so
It's
important.
the purpose
Absolutely.
behind it. It really is.
Well, absolutely. And I think, a lot of people don't have that. And so that's going to obviously help them with, like, okay, what content do I create? That's going to give them so much direction. That's actually something we talked about yesterday too. It's very similar to the advice Eric gave on yesterday's trades talks, which was, figure out your mission, figure out your values. What do you stand for? That's really, really in a lot of, if you're developing, starting your business, and a lot of those manuals, if you will, that's the first point. What is your mission? What are your values? And really
If
using
you're
that
just
to,
starting out,
yeah.
if you're just starting out, the number one thing that I would do is become a Google guaranteed company and start getting those reviews.
Hmm.
We were able to grow our residential carpet cleaning side overnight practically. I mean, it's been about a year, but we've got a full-time residential truck with two guys that run nonstop.
Hmm.
And that's straight from our Google traffic. And, had we have not put in the efforts now to get those reviews, I don't think that we would be where we were at. And, especially leading into like the next 10 years or so, where the generation that grew up where there was an app for everything and you
Hmm.
always Googled something anytime you figured it out. Well, they're just now starting to buy houses and look for those services, not even quite yet. Um, whenever that generation comes up, those Google companies, I refer to it as the 10-year war with my residential guys because 10 years from now, if we are still leading in reviews, we are set. We
Yeah.
have security because our generation's starting to get older and buy houses and look for those in-home services. And the word of mouth, it's definitely still alive and well. And then in most cases, in a bad way, with the viral, how you can go viral really quick for a bad reason.
Yep.
Um, the companies that are doing well online are going to be powerhouses in the next 10 years.
Yep.
And you need to put in the work now for the reviews just to set that foundation and look at it, a little bit
Hmm.
further out.
Absolutely. You're exactly right. One of the things I learned recently about just our market, um, we have a lot of resources. We communicate with a lot of agencies, a lot of companies in the home service space, and the market's, it's not growing like it used to be. And so the best way to grow your business is to take more of that market share that exists because there's
Right.
not a growing market that you can take that share of. So, um, to your point, more and more people are looking online. What are the best ways to take that customer who used to work with them and make them work with you now? Well, it's to show up when that person looks online for that company and they don't find them, they find you. So yeah, any
Right.
last minute as we kind of wrap up here, any last um, ideas, tips, tricks, any last notes you'd like to share with everybody that we haven't covered yet?
Just don't forget to add the magic. I know, it's a grind being blue collar. You just got to add the magic to it. I call the guys water benders. If you've seen the Avatar
Water
movies where they
benders.
can
Yeah,
bend the
yeah,
elements, I call our guys superheroes because that's what they are. And the same goes for electricians, plumbers, anybody in the trades. Electricians literally give people light.
yeah.
Some of this seems so simple, it's really magical, and don't forget that,
Yeah.
guys.
Well, I
Stay
think that's
positive and
awesome. That's the awesome thing about the trades is we take all those things for granted that you guys do until there's a problem, and then it's like, oh my goodness, yeah, I don't have light
you wait around
if
for
you don't exist.
somebody to come and solve it, huh?
Exactly, exactly. That's why it's so important. So that's awesome, man. I appreciate all your time. Hopefully, everybody
Thanks for having
watching
me,
and
Ryan.
who sees this, this has been really valuable. If you have any questions for Taylor, please drop them in the comments. Let us know. Best way you can support us here: leave a like, share this, leave a comment, all the normal stuff. So we'll see you on the next trades talks, and appreciate everybody for tuning in. See you, Taylor.
See ya. See you later.